If you ain't no pump, holla, we want prenup. We want prenup, yeah. Shout out to Dek Prescott. Now, I'm not congratulating them calling off their wedding. According to reports, they was already on a rocky start anyway. So who wants to get married knowing you and your woman's not on the same page? But in all seriousness, right? Ladies, gentlemen, if you're worth $200, $300 million, and I didn't accumulate none of this money while I was with you from growing to now this success, and now when I decided to get on one knee like a man, and I want to give you my last name and start a new legacy with you, right? Because that's what it is. Because we don't come into our marriage thinking that it's gonna fail. All I'm asking for my loved one is this: just in case we, just in case we don't work out, whether you want to leave me or I want to leave you, or whatever happens, let's make a prenup to where I know that you're not just marrying me for my money. A lot of women will say, well, if you love me, you wouldn't ask me to sign a prenup. And that's not the case. This is a business, right? If my family and friends and businesses is dependent on my income to keep everything afloat, I can't afford for me to get divorced and the woman I was with gets more than half of my assets, and I still have to pay alimony every month, not knowing what's going to happen to me a day from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. I might not be bringing in the same kind of income. So this needs to be protected for myself and my legacy after this, right? So that's fair. A lot of people don't say it that way. A lot of women don't say it that way, only because they're only dating you because of your status. See, a real woman don't care how much money you have if she really likes you. That same woman who won't sign that prenup is probably laying with a dude from McDonald's. That's normally how it goes. She's not going to put the same pressures on Dek Prescott as she would a manager at Walmart. Let's keep it a buck. So, yes, it's embarrassing. It's probably hurtful because he's probably, I love this woman, planning on marrying her. But in all reality, he saved himself a headache. Can you imagine being worth all of that money, about to retire, sit back, relax, and then your wife hits you with the boom, divorce papers. Now what? You're not making no more NFL money. You're not bringing in a lot of endorsements. You're not in no movies. You're not in no TV shows, right? This money need to last. Not to mention they have lifestyles. See, people was under the impression that these millionaires don't live check to check. They live check to check. The difference is you pay for rent, they paying for that $15 million mortgage, that $300,000 car, that $200,000 bracelet, that $50,000 trip they just took. So you have to understand their expenses is very high. Me and you are not spending no $100,000 on no trip for two days. I'm not doing it. I don't care if I got millions of dollars. I'm not doing. What are we buying? What are we doing? But this is the lifestyle they have accumulated for over the years that they have grown to be accustomed to. So can you imagine them giving all that up for a female? I know I'm not. For one, no, nobody. And not to mention, ladies, if your father left you and your siblings $200, $300 million, and then years later you marry somebody, you're not gonna make sure that he signs a prenup to where if he decides to leave you for any reason, he don't get half? Can you imagine how your father and your family members would be doing in their graves if they seen you marry somebody under 2 years, and after all they work for, that person's gonna walk away with half of their income? No. And it's not about being money hungry, it's about right and wrong, right? So, has she been there with him when he was throwing footballs from the beginning? Okay, we could somewhat have a discussion. Was she there with him when he first learned how to throw a ball? Probably not. During his college days? Probably not. So my whole thing is this: get in how you fit in. Be happy a man of that status wants to marry you, wants to start a family, right? And the benefits that come along with that is he's an NFL player, he's a multi-millionaire, he's healthy, he's in shape, he's well known, ladies like him, right? He's in a popular city, he's playing his sport in. Those are the benefits of being his wife. Not to mention, being his wife probably comes along with free gifts, free food, business ventures. People going to hit you up trying to get to him, trying to put money in your pocket. So all of that plays a part. If I'm your brother and my sister is married to the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to turn that into $1 million business, buddy. Best believe. So there's other ways to earn income just being married to him. Not being funny. Utilize him, but don't use him. This is a good case of her trying to use him and not utilize him. Because if you utilize him, then you would say, okay, that $200 million that he already has, let me help accumulate this and turn this into $500 million. Now she could get half. Because when I met you, I had 200. Then when I got with you, with your assistance and your intelligence, we grew this joint to damn near $1 billion. So how can I not break you off? Of course I will break you off. I don't care about that. That's different. But in all reality, you gotta make things happen that you got on your plate, man. You already married to a millionaire. You're already part of a $1 billion industry. If you and your team can utilize those connections into your own profit for your own family and friends, then you don't need to be married to them. Then you're not an asset at all. So that's my opinion on it. I'm not over here cheering, yeah, don't get married. I mean, whoever wants to get married out there, I'm all for it. My whole thing is make sure both parties are on the same page before you walk down the aisle. If you got issues with your lady or your husband, don't try to work it out during the marriage. That's stupid, in my opinion. We're going to work these things out before we fly out our friends and family members and our co-workers. You know what I'm trying to say. This whole fiasco on social media and doing all of this stupid bridesmaid parties and all that stuff. Before we do all of this stupidness and spend all this unnecessary money, let's make sure that me and you are on the same page. Because I'm not marrying no stranger and then try to figure it out in the marriage. And then we trying to stay together because we don't want to break up so quick. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right? Like, share, subscribe. Peace.